so far. It's been hot, and school starting back and a lot of activities going on. But here we are. We've decided to have our August meeting. It's going to be short and sweet because we don't have a lot to cover. And this is kind of our downtime, so to speak, between sessions, between the time the general session is going. So first of all, we have a new legislative committee member. I want to welcome Adrienne Reeves to our team. So yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome to the legislative team. I don't know, Adrienne, are you on this morning, this afternoon? I think she's going to try to be on, but she is slated to come to the conference. So we will be able to see her there for all that's planning on attending. So we'll get moving into our agenda. Gretchen, were you able to get on? I'm not able, because I'm sharing my screen, I'm limited to what I can see. So, all right. So on the agenda, we just have some follow-up things I'd like to go over. So Susan, I'm going to put you on the spot and I do apologize, but have you had an opportunity to talk with Wayne about if he wants to continue being the legislative scout or if we need to get someone else to do that?
His plan is to, and it's just been our general way of doing things. And I don't think he's on the call.
I don't see.
Yeah. He was going to show me, how he does it.
Okay.
And I would pick that up. I do want to say this though. I mean, I'm happy to share that with anybody on the committee if someone else wants to, also do that.
Okay.
But if it's better for everyone that we continue in the way that things have been done in the past, I'm more than happy to, review that each morning and see what needs to be assigned out.
Okay. All right. Excellent. And we'll ask for volunteers too. Anybody that wants to do that, we'll put it out. I'll put it on in an email in case people miss the meeting. So, all right. And then I will send an email out to our current content experts to see if they wish to continue to do that, because once we scout for new legislation, then Wayne would always send an email out to our content experts to review it and to give their feedback on whether or not we need to, Jennifer's waiting, whether or not we need to monitor it or support it or offer some opposition arguments about it if we have some valid concerns about the legislation. And I know last year we had a very, very robust legislative session where a lot of the bills affected what we do, whether it was our work or our family life, our families that we serve. So it was very robust. So I don't know what to expect in the next session. So we'll get geared up and ready for that. So I'll reach out to the content experts and see if they want to continue. And if any of you want to jump in there and be a content expert, all you have to do, you're already an expert in what you do. All you're doing is you're reading the legislation and you're giving your feedback as to, your expertise in that area, whether it's OFI or social services. So we do have them separated in the program areas so that we can focus on that. So let me know if you're interested. And then I know, Susan, I'm gonna put you on the spot again. I'm sorry. The last conversation that Gretchen and I had with Wayne, and you may have been on the call too, he was going to get with GSRA to see if they wanted to pay the deposit and set up the legislative day for 2022. Have you heard any information on that at all?
Yes, make sure I wasn't on mute. Yeah, I just pulled up the contract. He did send it over.
Okay.
And it is February the 2nd. So this will be easy because it's 2022. 2022.
That's funny. That's funny. 2022.
5 to 7. And I think the agreement is, although I'm not, I'd have to look at the specifics, but I want to believe we paid a deposit and they agreed to just use that for the rescheduled event from 2021. I will confirm that with Wayne.
Okay.
But and in fact, you go ahead and I'm going to look at this. Yeah, she applied the $750 deposit from 2021 to this event. And he feels like we should just confirm that. But and the only other thing is, just like everything else, the food and beverage costs have increased a little bit from 2021. So
Okay.
likely cost a little more.
Okay. And I haven't seen anything come out on the administrative study. I know he was wrapping that up. He had done a good bit in it, but I don't know. Do you have any information on that one?
We talked about that one as well. He has some loose ends that he is working on, and he feels like he wants to get it to a certain point. I don't know if it's something that you're done with, but that maybe you gather information and it's current up to a certain point, and then you have to kind of keep looking into it. And so what we talked about is for him to get it as far as he feels includes all of the information that he has gathered. And then Rhonda and I also talked about it, and we will figure out if, what else needs to be done, which one of us has the most capacity. And, if we need any additional help, we'll reach out and say, this is what it looks like. But he did not give me a date, but I got the impression he was going to try to have that wrapped up this month.
Okay.
He has been every other day wrapping up something and sending it to us that he, had just felt like he needed to work on a little bit more. So I think that that's probably reasonable
Okay.
to expect that we would get that this month.
All right. Good deal. Thank you, Susan.
Yes, thank you.
All right, let's see, where we get to? Annual conference, August 31st and September through the September the 1st. So if you have not signed up and you want to go, you really need to get going. I'm not sure if we have any rooms left.
We do have a few rooms left. We were going to cut off registration when we reach 375 registrants, because there's some people like me and Rhonda and the keynote speakers. The capacity of the space is 400. And so we needed to leave a little bit of room for people who are going to attend an event, but they're not technically registering. And so we were at around 335 on Monday.
Okay.
And so we said we would take a pause on Friday at midnight. And so if anyone wants to attend, please attend, but go to the GPHSA website and log in. Or I don't think you need to log in. I think the link is just right there as you pull it up, or on the Facebook page, and you can register. Make sure you have the appropriate code. If you don't have the code, reach out to me. That way your cost of the registration gets backed out and assigned to accounting, and you just have to submit it and it will take care of it. Board members are the same way. They have a code that they enter that will back out their cost. And then we have probably less than 10 rooms left at the Marriott. They've added all they possibly can add. They've added 100 and some odd rooms over the past month. We have, I just got the report from Homewood Suites while we've been on this meeting. I think we may have 5 or so rooms left there. And then we do have probably 15 rooms at the Hampton, which is just a little bit further away, but we have enough to accommodate anyone who wants to come and who signs up by Friday. Like I said, then we were going to take a pause and just make sure we have all of our bases covered. I don't want people we need to compare the registration list to the hotel list to make sure everyone's on both lists that needs a room. The only other thing I would say is there's been a fair amount of confusion about this August. The conference is the earliest anyone would get there that will be participating in the conference. Now, there are a few people who are going down early and are just making a weekend out of it at their own expense, and that's perfectly fine. But for the conference specifically, Sunday night is the earliest most people will arrive, or Sunday afternoon at check-in. That's the 29th. On the 30th, you are probably going to talk about the meeting. I see it on your agenda here. But if you are on this committee and you want to come, your name should be on the list of people approved to come down on Sunday. So if you have any issues with that, let me know and we'll get it straightened out fairly quickly, I think. The official date for the conference is the 31st through September 1st, but if you're there on the 30th, it's because you're participating in a meeting and or you're helping us get ready for registration and the conference that will start the next day.
Thank you. Okay, so the next one is our September meeting, because we are in kind of a hiatus, so to speak, will be counted at our Savannah meeting. So we thought we would do a meet and greet because we have new members and some of us haven't even met in person. It's been a virtual thing. So for those members that are going to Savannah for the conference, we thought it'd be a great time to just get together and not really have an agenda, you know, just fellowship, just get together. How you doing? Like, you know, nice to meet you kind of thing. Just maybe having some light snacks or some refreshments, but just a meet and greet, and that will count as our meeting. We don't really have anything else pressing that we need to talk about unless something comes up between now and then. And then I just wanted to open it up to anyone that had any suggestions. If during the months of October and November, if you want to see any specific training or presentations that you think would be interesting, that would enhance your legislative experience, just, you know, let me know, send me an email, think about it. Send me or Gretchen or both of us an email, and we will see what we can do about getting something put together or getting a presenter to get that together for you. So please, I'd love to hear your ideas because I don't know where you are in your legislative knowledge. I've learned a ton and there's still a ton I don't know. So I'm eager to learn any new things about the process and how everything works, because it's very complex and can overwhelm you if you don't understand a lot of it. So let me know about that. And then our December meeting that we'll have the first Wednesday, where our meetings are always the first Wednesday, we will do a prep for our 2022 general session starting in January. So by that time, we will start putting everything into place for January when the general session comes back into session. So we will be prepped and ready, armed and dangerous and ready to go. So that's kind of all I had to go over. You know, like I said, it's going to be short and sweet, but we had some things we needed to relay. So I'm going to open the floor up to anyone that needs to say anything, has any comments, questions. We'll just do that at this time. So anybody?
What day is the meet and greet at the conference?
Well, we're having, let's see, on the 30th. I'm not sure. And thank you, Susan. I have sent an email out to all the legislative committee members to try to find out who all's planning on attending. First of all, I need a head count. I need to know how many we're going to have. So I need to know how big a space we're going to need. And then two, who all's coming at a certain day, because if everybody's coming on the 31st, it's going to have to kind of, I mean, we've got a packed schedule. So I really don't know at this point. On the 30th are probably the better bet, don't you think, Susan? The 30th after the board meeting, because I have to be in the board meeting.
So when we were kind of looking at the run of show, looks like 10:30 on Monday morning is the biggest chunk of time, 10:30
Okay.
until, maybe noon. I think it would also be perfectly fine to, start at 11 and do a meet and greet and then have lunch together or something like that.
I like that.
Yeah, the board meeting will be in the afternoon at 3:30, I believe.
Mhm.
We'll do the long range planning group ahead of the board meeting so that we can report out on that. And that will be at 1. And at 8:30, we want to get together down there near our area and try to get our registration bags together and that sort of thing.
Right.
So if you're there and you can help, we would love to have your help.
Yes, yes. I think there are a handful of us that Rhonda reached out as well. She's like, I need some help, please. I said, we are ready. We are ready. Okay, so I think 11 would be perfect. So Susan Cooper, the answer to your question is we're going to do it 11, and I will send out a follow-up email to all the legislative committee members, kind of wrapping up all we talked about today real quick, and about the meet and greet. And Susan, we all offer our sincerest condolences to you for the loss of your mother. We love you and we're there for you. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. I know it's a very, very difficult time for you. And
Thank you.
just know that you are surrounded with a lot of thought and good positive thoughts and love and care.
Thank you. I
Yes.
feel it. I feel every bit of it. And I love y'all. Y'all are another part of my family for sure. So thank y'all. Thank you very much.
We love you, Coop.
I love you.
All right. So Miss Janidra, you have anything going on in the OFI that's exciting that we need to know about?
I can't necessarily say exciting. It was just, it's a busy time. We were talking about maybe doing some reopening of the offices to at least allow for accessibility concerns. So if someone doesn't have computer access, or they're having problems getting through on the phone, we would have some staff that would be able to really just assist with them with accessibility, or they needed a copy of their birth certificate because they didn't want to mail their original birth certificate and those type of things. But it looks like that's been pushed back, possibly maybe October, I think is the last thing we talked about. Other than that, and then just trying to figure out what life is going to look like for us after this pandemic, from an OFI standpoint for teleworking and things like that. So there's just a lot going on. We're slammed. I will say that our staff are just slammed. I don't know any other way to say that right now, just because during the pandemic, we did push so many things back to try and allow us that opportunity. And so it's just all hitting us. We kind of kicked that can down the road and now that can is there and it's spilling over. So we're just trying to keep our staff encouraged, keep them, morale up and motivate them. So if you get a chance to just stop by, shoot them an email and just say, hey, thank you for what you do. That'd be really great. It's really, really busy right now for us. And so, but I will say on a GPHSA note that I am really starting to get back in the field and talk to new hires and make sure I put in that plug for GPHSA and how important it is. Really trying all I can to mend some of that gap. And GPHSA is not a social services driven process, but for everybody. So that's my plight right now. So, but other than
Good.
that, we're hanging in there, and I'm very, very proud of staff and the work that they're doing in for the state. So,
Hey, you guys are rocking it. I tell you, you really are. Thank you for what
And
you do.
And also, Vicki, about OFI with the Medicaid, the pathways, the new class of assistance pathways has been pushed back. We know till January right now, and it may be even further. We're not sure.
Okay. Thank you, Jan.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else?
I want to say something else. I want to say how excited I am. It seems like OFI is really getting back to being part of GPHSA, a big part. I know when I first joined GPHSA 24 years ago, that's what I was part of, was the OFI committee, because that's where I work. And I'm excited to push that from up the leadership, pushing to have them involved this time. So this is an exciting time for OFI, I think. So good job, Janidra.
Yes. You're on mute, Janidra.
coming off now. I ordered me another GPHSA shirt. So that's going to be my spiel every time I'm going to these new hire orientations to say, hey, and by the way, let me talk to you about this. So I have sent out the how to join to all of my administrators. And so that we can, I don't want this to be, oh, I want to go to the Savannah retreat and figure and enjoy myself. I want them to be active so that we can all participate and we can increase the knowledge and the skill set of what we do for this agency from all perspectives. So that's my goal. So thank you, Coop. I'm really trying.
Great job. Great job.
Excellent. So Lynn, are you on? We had a big membership drive. We had like, what was it, 70 something new members this year?
I want to, the last number I saw was, I thought 90, 93.
Oh, well, it went up since I saw it. Wow. Okay.
Yes, I don't feel comfortable quoting things from recall. So I think that's right. But if you hear that's not, I mean, because it was almost 10% increase. I do remember that, of the number of staff who were participating.
That's right, Susan. You're right, Susan.
Okay, thank you, Rhonda.
Wow, that's even better. 90.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was through June. So I just sent her another list through the ones that joined, the new ones in July, and that's 13.
Excellent.
106. That's fantastic.
Miss Brogdon, do you hear
Great.
that? Do you
That's
hear
great.
all the motion?
I do.
Wow.
I keep losing service, so I'm trying to see y'all and talk to y'all. I think it's wonderful, and that's one thing that we really do with our new hires when I do every other month meeting with the new hires, and we really plug GPHSA trying to get them to join. And I think Lynn doing the website now and the way it's so much easier for people to just go and join. So I appreciate all the work that she's done. I did question Susan Boatwright as far as the agenda for the conference. Is there a set time for all the committees to meet at a certain time or not?
You mean together?
Just usually like the day of the board meeting, the committees will get together and have a certain time that they meet. So I just didn't know if there's a set time for every committee to meet, or are they just picking their times?
We think 10:30 on Monday morning works. That would give you an hour and a half, depends on how much you need to discuss. But I also think if it is more like this committee where we want to just do a meet and greet, we could do that at 11 in conjunction with lunch. The issue is, of course, there are some folks who are on several committees. So having that one time is problematic because you can't be in, or you may have to spend a few minutes in one and a few minutes in another. We just couldn't find any time other than after the board meeting at 3:30, which will end 4:30 or 5. Could always have a meeting then, but I just don't know how much people will want to do that.
So I have a question. I'm sorry to jump in on your questions, Jennifer. But so there are, with so many new people joining and with so many newer people attending the conference this year, is there an opportunity to know what committees are available? The first time I went, I wasn't aware that there were an OFI committee. And so I was like, where do I go? Let me go over here. Let me go over there. And so is there something somewhere that's posted or something that is provided that shows the committees that are available?
So glad you brought this up because we talked about it at the last or maybe even the one before, planning, the conference planning group. And one of the ideas we had was to either include a list of the committees and who to contact in the program, or put it in the registration bags so that people would know, and a little bit of an overview. And we have a meeting tomorrow. I'm going to make a note
That
to
would be, that
ask
would be
about that. Yeah, that's such a good idea. Thank you for bringing it up. Making a note.
And I see Miss Adrian has joined. Miss Adrian, welcome to the committee. I don't know if you saw my welcome slide, but welcome to the Legislative Committee. We're glad to have you. Is there anything you wanna say?
I just appreciate it so much. I am sorry I was late to joining. I didn't get
It's
this
okay.
link. So I was on my because I'm crazy and I have like a hard calendar. So it's on my hard calendar, but then I went to my computer calendar and I was like, oh, I guess I got canceled because there was nothing there. So anyways, I apologize for my tardiness, but
It's okay.
Sam saved the day and sent it to me, but I just appreciate y'all having me. And I want to echo what was just said. I think I've been a GPHSA member for probably 3, if not 4 years now. And I just didn't know how to get involved. And with the craziness and the whirlwind of life, I never took the time to know what more I could do other than contribute financially. So I think any way that we can make more awareness around that is amazing, and an awesome opportunity so that we know how we can support.
Absolutely. And I know that you're going to be at the conference, which is that your first time?
It is.
So that's going to be a great experience for you to do that and to be there and to be network and all that. And I think we're going to start up the Advocacy Academy again, which is a tremendous learning experience where you go to the Capitol, you see where the legislative chambers are, and sometimes you run into legislators, and we have that meet and greet with them, the legislative day. So please be a part of that, where we'll get to meet and talk to them. So lots to learn, lots to get involved with, and maybe a content expert is where you want to be. Maybe you want to be part of the reviewing the legislation as it comes out. So lots to get involved with. And so we're so glad to have you, and we're glad that you're ready to get engaged and get in there and just dig in, and let's get this thing going. So welcome again.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Anybody else? Any questions, comments? All right. Well, we were less than an hour, I believe. So thank you all. Unless you have anything else, we're done. So I appreciate everybody's time out of your busy schedule. And for those of you attending the conference, I'll see you there. And if you're not signed up, please get signed up. So, all right. Well, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vicki.
Thanks, Vicki. Bye.
All right.
Thank you, Vicki.
Bye,
Have a good
y'all.
day.
Vicky, bye.
You too. Bye.
Vicki, hey.
Yes.
This is Rhonda. One quick off sidebar here.
Okay.
The minutes. So have you been able to look at the YouTube thing and do anything?
Yes.
I think, and Susan, if you're still here.
I'm here.
Okay. I think at the very best, since we've had a couple of board meetings, we haven't been able to get minutes done, that just if we can get the spring minutes somewhat, I mean, I think an outline, I think just do what we can, and then have something for the board to approve, so we can at least show an attempt. I think you had sent me an email and asked me if I knew who attended and this type thing, and I didn't, because that was, Misty was taking those notes, and of course we don't want to bother her. And so I think we can put something in the minutes, maybe something due to whatever, and kind of go from there. But at least we'll have a record if somebody comes behind us and they can say, well, they, tried to do something.
Hey, Rhonda, have you stopped recording?
No, I have not. Let me do that. Thank you.
Welcome.